Happy Sunday. We're live. Welcome to the Sunday 30-minute reset and plan. Oh, and as you can see, things are not always perfect over here, but we're doing it today. Um, so the Sunday reset and plan, just going, making sure we're live on TikTok. 2 seconds. So many things. I'm using a new platform to go live, and so um, we're supposed to go live on LinkedIn. It's not doing it because I have to do something else. So we will get LinkedIn in next week. But we're going to be live on the TikTok. We're live on TikTok and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So welcome, 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 welcome. In the chat, I'd love for you to share where you're joining in from. If you're watching the replay, comment replay, and also share your thoughts, feedback in regards to our 30-minute reset. So it's 6 p.m. Let's get started. If you don't have the digital planner, I encourage you to click on Facebook and YouTube. The link, it's in the description. The links are there. We also have a digital copy where you can fill in digitally. On TikTok, you can grab it at the link in the bio. And TikTok, when you're hopping in, please tap the screen. Tell me where you're joining in from. Everywhere. Share your comments in the chat. And I'm going to get started because, as you know, this is timed. And I want us to be very stick to our time schedule. Keep us on track. Present. So welcome to the Sunday 30-minute reset and plan. This is with Big Girl Interrupted and in collaboration with Hearts and Mind. And I will share a little bit more what is Hearts and Mind in the middle and towards the end. So welcome. So the 30-minute plan, it's all about resetting and setting yourself up for the week. So it's taking those big goals, breaking them down into micro, bite-sized, achievable steps that you can actually achieve throughout the week. So then by the end of the quarter, you actually see tangible results of what you've been working towards because you set micro goals, and it's actually a lot more motivating, not as stressful, and definitely you're achieving so much more. You'll be surprised, especially when you have your vision board. You'll be checking off like crazy. So we're going to start with our brain dump for the week, removing all the clutter in our head, sorting what's urgent and what's like noise and it actually doesn't have any fulfillment. We're going to get focused on one thing that you're going to achieve this week. We're going to establish our non-negotiables for the week, and we're also going to map out our week, and then we're going to move towards our top 3 moves in the week, and then, oops, there's a typo. And then we're going to delete, look, review, and see what needs to be deleted, what can we delegate, and what can be put off for the following week. So we're going to begin with our brain dump. So if you have the planner, as I said, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, the description the links are in the description, and TikTok, it's in the bio. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to brain dump everything that's going on. Just write it down. I don't want it to be organized. It's not about perfection here. It's just taking what's up in here and putting it down on paper so that you can actually see it. So brain dump, like if there's things that you need to do, like work tasks. I have a couple of work tasks that have to be completed by tonight. If you have kids, if there's things that you need to do for the kids, errands, is there errands that need to be completed, bills that need to be paid? Is there any emotional stuff that you need to look at and think, like, what is that you need to declutter, and any unfinished tasks, um, and anything on your to-do list from last week that you didn't get done, you can brain dump it and put it here. So I'm gonna do my brain dump. 2 minutes starts now. We have 1 more minute. Mm, awesome. 2 minutes, time's up. Hope you brain dump and you feel a lot lighter. I'm feeling a lot lighter. So now it's about getting organized and sorting what is urgent and needs to be handled this week from your brain dump, and what can wait or be dropped off. So you're sorting your brain dump into 2 columns: what's urgent and what's kind of noise, but it doesn't need your attention this week. And you have 2 minutes to do that. Let's go. 1 more minute. Okay, that was our 2 minutes. So I hope you took the time to uh, sort out what was urgent and what wasn't urgent. For myself, I noticed everything in my brain dump when I sorted it. It's quite urgent. There are a number of heavy tasks that I need to sort and organize. So what I've also put a note for myself in my planner is that I'm going to do set up time blocks so that I can achieve um, those things that I brain dumped. And oops, just a quick reset. So if you need a reset planner, if you want the full planner so that you can actually um, really look at what are your goals for 2026 or your goals for the next 5 years, I would say I'm going to drop the link to the planner in the comments after the live. And you can grab a copy of the 5-day reset planner, and it takes you through a much more deeper and um, time with yourself, and it's to do over the period of 5 days, so that you can start looking at what are the goals that I actually want to achieve, and then when you come to the Sunday reset, you're actually you know what goals you're working towards, so then you're breaking those bigger goals down into smaller micro steps so that you can achieve it. And um, on TikTok, you can click the link in my profile, and you'll see the planner. It's available there for download. Awesome. Okay, go next. We have 4 minutes, and it's the goals overview. And this is why I said about the planner is grabbing the 5-day reset planner so you're really focused on what your goals are. So the goal is like your week headline goal. So what's the one goal you want to achieve this week? And a prime example for myself is the time blocking. I want to actually, and that's actually part of my bigger goal in terms of being more organized. So the time blocking will allow me to achieve my organization goals and actually get tasks done. So this week, the headline for me is time blocking. A personal win. So one thing that protects me and is being able to take care of my own personal wellness and it, my physical wellness, and that's going to the gym and now doing 10, and for February, I'm doing 10K steps per day. So that would be a personal win for myself to be able to get those 10K steps completed each day. So this week. And then a work win or money win, um, that a work slash business win is in terms of work is getting my lesson plans done and supporting students that I'm supporting and getting my calendar up to date. I like to do my calendar in 2 week blocks for work. So that would be a personal, a work win. And then money or business win is the Circle of Black Girl CEOs, which I'm the co-founder of. We are hosting our 1 year anniversary in Black History Month, and it would be good to sell 5 tickets this week. And that's my personal win. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to do that, get that organized. Two more minutes. Okay. Okay, so non-negotiables. Non-negotiables aren't goals. They are standards that we set for ourselves. So, for example, a non-negotiable for myself is um, a couple of non-negotiables. One is um, making sure my personal wellness, um, personal wellness, and my overall personal wellness, and um, making sure I'm doing something that fills my wellness bucket each week. That's a non-negotiable for myself. So that could be like going for a walk, going to the gym, spending time just chilling, not doing sitting in front of the computer like I was in 2025. Spending time just chilling in my bed, watching TV, being doing something that's where I'm just relaxing. Maybe sitting at the table, chatting with my sisters, family, with my son, stuff like that. As a non-negotiable for myself. And so, what are not? This is where it's an opportunity for you to think about this week what your one focus, what you said your one focus is going to be, what your personal win is, and if you have a work or a money win, what are the non-negotiables surrounding those things? That and these are the standards that are going to one keep you going and pushing you forward. So you have 4 minutes to do that, and it starts now. 2 more minutes. You have 2 more minutes for your non-negotiable. If you're watching on TikTok, share in the comments where you're joining in from, and what's non-negotiable for you. I can't. Sorry, streamer. I can't see. Um, okay, so now it's time for us to map out our week, and mapping out your week is getting the first step is blocking out your work hours, maybe you have school drop off appointments, blocking out those times in your calendar to making it very clear. It's a time for you to actually like plan out the week, Monday to Friday. So what does it actually look like? What are the responsibilities? Um, for example, I've blocked out my calendar for the week. So Thursdays is the days that I do coaching. So that's already blocked out, and the clients that I see on Thursdays are already in there. Um, Monday evenings, I usually have meetings. Tuesdays are usually when I have board meetings. So I have my Tuesdays already blocked out. Sundays, sorry, I'm like all over the day with the days of the week. Clearly, so let's start again. Sundays is the 5 day Sunday reset. So it's already blocked up in my calendar. Then Mondays, I have 8 o'clock meeting. So that's already blocked up in my calendar. Then I sit on 2 boards. So my board meeting days are Tuesdays. Wednesdays is my Circle of Black Girl CEO community meetings. And then Thursdays are my coaching. And then every other Friday, I do Money Table, where we host an opportunity for CEOs to focus on the money moves in their business. So really understanding your numbers, taking your time to understand your numbers. So that's what we do there. And then on Saturdays, I either brunch or I have something, a networking event or something going on. So that's where my time blocking, and I've already did that for this. I looked at my calendar and I've done it for the whole month, but so I can see, and then I have any blocks I can fill in. So that's the step one that I did. And then power pocket. So that's a power pocket is like when you do a 60-minute block, 60 to 90-minute block where you're focused in on one activity. I like doing those, and I use my timer to do that. So I set my timer for 60 or 30 or 20 minutes per task, and I may even break up a 90-minute work block into 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And when time's up. So I like to use this. And then a recovery block. That's where you're just chilling, focusing on chill time. Because rest, you need to include it as part of your focus. Okay, so, oops. Map out our week. So this is where you would take the time in your planner to map out your week and anchor in your non-negotiables. And then top 3 moves. So what makes Monday feel handled? And this is where you would just, reflect on your plan and what makes Monday feel handled. For me, knowing that I have a clear plan of what the week looks like, I have a clear focus, and that I am going to be time blocking these tasks that I have to get done so that they actually are achieved. So I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. Okay. Fun part. It's all about delete, delegate, and delay. So looking at your brain dump, looking at even the one thing you're going to focus on this week, what are some things that you could delete? What are some things that you can delegate to somebody else or ask somebody else to help you? And what are some things you can delay? And I'm going to give you 2 minutes to sort and organize and really think about those things. It's about protecting your focus and not overloading yourself, not feeling overwhelmed, not creating overwhelm for yourself. So I'm going to take that time to do that as well. Okay. Okay. So we have 2 minutes to do that. Now it's all about your commitment, and then we're ready for Monday. We did this in 24 minutes. Yay! Okay, so your commitment. What are you committing to this week? So check off, and it's in the planner in the last page. It's all about your commitment in the section, and you're checking what you will keep this week. So will you keep your plan? I will keep my plan, my weekly plan for me to protect my, and you're going to complete that. And then energy, not just my time. I follow through on my one focus or your top three moves. I keep my non negotiables even in a busy week. So it's really getting clear about and checking off what you're committing to this week. And that's it. Then there's a section in the planner for you to write your wins. And it's not about being perfect, it's about just taking the time to work towards your bigger goal. So, and that's how you work towards your bigger goal is showing up every Sunday and filling out your planner so that you can actually achieve your big goal. And I want to thank you for joining me today. And I will see you next week, Sunday, at this time, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we set our goals for the week. And again, if you don't have the 5-day reset planner, I definitely encourage you to click the link in the bio on TikTok and grab it. Or on Facebook and YouTube, I will drop the link in the chat. Have yourself an amazing Sunday and see you next week. Bye.